Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Alexa here, and in today's video, it's going to be a two-part series. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the time that I got drunk. Basically, like my last week of college, because that's a great time. Yeah. Anyway, so things that you really need to know. Approximately 2 to 3 days before this all went down, I should say 3 to 4 days, but technically it started at like 12:01, so like the next day, like after the beginning pre-sequel of this. So technically it's only okay. So basically on Tuesday or Wednesday, I went with 3 of my friends to a liquor store. Well, okay, we went to Target, to a liquor store, and then to our dorm. So our international friend had placed the liquor inside of my brain is just freezing right now. Inside of the Target bag, and we all started like walking in. Now keep in mind, in the Target bag there was other things, so you couldn't exactly see the bottle of vodka. So me and one of the girls got stopped by the front desk lady. She knows me like quite well, like, so like she stopped me because like these girls have been known for bad influence because they have drinking parties / alcohol in their room. So she's just like checking to see if things okay and whatnot. I obviously liking hanging out with these girls, honestly. Like, these girls are probably a bad influence, but I don't care. Love you guys. You guys are the best. So they're probably gonna see this video. So I'm like, oh yeah, everything's good. We went to Target. I just needed to literally pick up a can of Monster. You know, finals week. And she's like, 1 can? I'm like, yeah, 1 can. My parents are coming on Monday, so like I know that I can get some more cans. I literally don't like have a lot of money, like, so I just need to like just get 1 can. I don't have a lot of money. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, so and so, like, you haven't signed up for your room, check out. And I'm like, yes, thinking about it, I'm like, yes, I just lied to you. Yes, I did not buy a can of Monster. Everybody knows how much I despise Monster. I want to say despise. My body loves Monster. Yeah, it puts me to sleep. Anyway, so she like starts talking to her, and she's like, hey, you haven't signed up for your room checkout. And she's like, oh, like I emailed Eric, who's so and so, like he said that I can check out later. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, bye. Keep in mind, our international friend had she was talking to me, and I was like standing kind of like, so she like had to turn her whole chair away from like the door that like actually leads into the whatchamacallit, the actual like dorm. So she just like, yeah, it's gone. She's gone. The vodka's gone. Right? And there's so many places to hide a bottle of vodka that you could just like, I don't have vodka, you can check my room. Right? So anyway, we continue to talk. We get into the elevator and go, that was close. I should not have done that. Okay, so flash forward. Oh, and I take a photo. I was at the liquor store, and I had like taken a photo. It was like, hey, I'm at like the liquor store, and then I posted that to my story. And then when they had like stopped in their room, because her roommate had already moved out, they had taken the bottle out. And I was like, guys, I need to get a photo. This might be the only bottle of vodka I see this semester, right? And they're like, okay, fine. Like, so I like took a picture of it. I'm like, party with the girls. Like, but like, I didn't really have a lot of friends. Anyway. So yeah, they're like laughing, and they're like, all right, we gotta go. And I was like, all right, gotcha. So what even happened? I don't even remember what happened the rest of the day. Anyway, so Friday, I go to this school function basically like the first Friday of every month they have like a little get together for like everybody. All you have to do is like swipe your card, you get a wristband, you can like play games, like do crafts and whatnot. This is one of the events that was at the last one. It is an oxygen bar. I'm gonna teach you how to put this on. So you take this little tab, you place it right there on my lip, you just stick this up. I've done this like a million times already because I keep having to refilm this. In the last video, I swore too much. Not swore too much. I accidentally revealed where I go to school, and I don't want people knowing where I go to school yet. Yeah, it's just a whole thing. I'm gonna take this off though, because like I said, I've recorded this for like way too long. It's been like 45 minutes. Anyway, so I flash forward to that Friday. I'm hanging out with my friend Zane, and Zane's ex-roommate who had moved out to go live with her boyfriend. Zane's a guy, by the way. Just want to clarify that. So me and Zane were like kind of hanging out, whatnot, blah blah blah. We were mainly doing stuff with them, and then I had like basically broke off so I could go back to the auction bar because they had strawberry scent and it was great. Oh, I forgot to mention that I literally had 4 CAs for friends on Snapchat. And so I had literally seen 3 of those CAs that night. So I was like, oh, I'm fine. Because they never mentioned like, hey, like you shouldn't be posting that to your story. Right? Not a word, right? So I didn't think anything of it. At this point, like I was like, oh, they're not saying anything. Like, you know, like my room hasn't been checked. Right. So I'm not thinking anything of it. I actually had never told the end of the story to Zane, so I'm sorry, Zane, if you're finding out about this. But okay, so I get a text message from Zane that's like, hey, like me and blah 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 are going to blah blah blah's house. And I was like, I'm down, like, because they were gonna be playing some Cards Against Humanity or the Wii or something. I don't know. I don't even remember the text message. I just remember that I was like, I don't care anymore. Let's go. Like, I wasn't looking to drink or anything. So I was just going for the fun of it because, like, that's how all my parties in college had gone. I was completely sober for every single one of them. Right? I wasn't even, like, stoned. I wasn't even high. Nothing. Right? I don't even think I had drank. No, I hadn't because of their reaction. I hadn't. Okay, so. Oh, yeah. Okay, so. Flashback to March with these girls. Me and Zane were going to go to our local food place, and the one that lived 2 doors down from me, because one of them lived 2 doors down from me, and the other 2 lived 3 doors down. But the one that lived 2 doors down also had a roommate. She was really nice, but like I never really got to know her because she was always like doing homework, and yeah, she was just like kind of never around, as opposed to like these 3. But anyway, so she's like, hey, you want to come do a shot of vodka? And I was like, my roommate had like just moved in, and it was very stressful. She was annoying me. She had like broken the windows and the blinds and whatnot at this point. So I'm like, sure. And I literally took that and I drank it. Worst decision of my life. And then I proceeded to go to our local food place with Zane, and he's like, I can't believe you just did that, because he knows how much I don't drink, right? Anyway, so flashback with Zane. So we're playing Cards Against Humanity and whatnot. I have my glass of orange pop. I was trying to stand up because like the cup had like got empty, and so as I was standing up, I like stabbed a hole through it. By the way, for every, you could put as many cards in as you wanted, but for like every, like if your card wasn't chose, you had to take a shot for every additional card that you had to take. So at this point, I was like, I'm drinking pop. Y'all have like vodka. Well, it was Vedka and Kinky. The blue kind, and I think it was an orange kind. I don't remember. and whatnot. So I'm like, all in, right? But these two people had came in late because they were like getting stoned in their car and they had actually locked themselves out. That's important to the story later. So they don't know that my drink has no alcohol. So I throw down my whole stack and they're like, you're gonna regret that. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I look at Zane, who's sitting next to me, and I go, and he starts laughing. And they're like, oh, so we got a drinker here. He was really good orange, by the way. So they don't choose my card. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna down this whole thing. Right? Because like I said, the other kind was orange. Like, the other alcohol was orange. So I'm like, well, let's do it. I just realized that my mom's been listening to me for like the last hour trying to tell this story. And I've previously like told her this story. So she comes down, just know that, guys. But yeah, I can hear her rocking around. But anyway, so I down the orange. And they're like, oh my god, what did you do? Zane is like, just burst out laughing. His ex-roommate burst out laughing. Her boyfriend burst out laughing. My friend was in a play and one of his cast members had like burst out laughing. Because they all know that there's no alcohol in this beverage. But anyway, so I like quickly stand up, and that's a bad idea. I have very bad like nerves in my legs, so I like almost immediately like have to go back down until like, oh god, it's already hitting her, and I'm like, I'm sober, I swear. And they're like, that's only a drunk person would say. But anyway, so I finally get up. I go to the kitchen where the alcohol is, and I'm like, you know, I'm at a college party. Like, nobody here likes me that way. I don't like anybody really here that way. So I'm like, you know what? Let's have a little. Let's live a little. Literally a little. You know, Laura was gonna be like, let's like put a shot in. No. I am like standing there in the kitchen and I am like very carefully like unscrewing the bottle, because like I'm a type of person like I feel bad if like I take things or like use things that are other people's, you know, kind of thing. So like I'm trying to like carefully and like unscrew it and whatnot, and I noticed like movement, but like I don't think anything of it because Zane's like ex-roommate was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the kitchen and get something. So I like out of the corner of my eye, like at this point like my hair had like also fallen, so it was like blocking him. So I'm like very carefully like pouring the alcohol in, because like I don't want to be that person that like takes too much. Anyway, so I literally put in like literally like this much, like on oh, did I make my finger move? Like literally that much. Anyway, so on the red solo cup, that very bottom line, it's like the rim or something. I don't even know what it's called. But anyway, so I literally put that much in, and then I filled like the rest with orange pop. Right? I turn around and literally Zane's roommate and her boyfriend are sitting there like, and I go, I'm sorry, and they're like, no. And of course Zane's like, what's going on? Because they're like going, no, right? So I like come back in, and he can tell that the drink's a different color. It's not like an orange, right? It's more like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like my hair color kind of thing, right? He's like, oh, we have a little rebel here. Little Miss Goody Two Shoes actually put some alcohol in. Anyway, so I proceed over the next like 3 hours to like drink that. Alright, so like we had started, she had to go to bed, and then the two that had came later had to like leave because they had like locked themselves out of the car. So like they had to get like a ride to go pick up the spare set to come back to start the car. Anyway, so we start watching The Conjuring, as in the guy who was in the play with Zane is passed the fuck out. Right. So, sorry, I swore again. Anyway, and then Zane is like laying on the floor using my feet as a pillow. Anyway, and then Zane's roommate's boyfriend had put on The Conjuring, so we're like watching The Conjuring, us three, and then he's passed out. Anyway, so it's like probably like 15 minutes in, and I hear 15, I should clarify, and I hear Zane's phone go off twice, and being I'm like his pretty good friend, I know his passcode, and we actually had talked about it in class one day, and we discovered that this other person, we called ourselves Battery, for reasons that I will remain undisclosed. Anyway, so those two, the two boys of the group, Zane and we'll call him Zach, were had the same passcode. And I was like, oh my god, my passcode's like almost the same as you guys, except for it's not stupid. Anyway, so I unlocked his phone, and he had like in his sleep been saying tacos, because like when they said when they get back they'll take us to Taco Bell, and I was like so down. Like I was not stoned, I was like barely drunk at the time. I don't even know if you could call that drunk. Anyway, so whatnot. So the driver of the vehicle had like texted us, and I was like, Zane, tacos? He's like, tacos? He like woke up real quick. So he like wakes up and whatnot. He gets his shoes on. I get my shoes on. My legs had like fallen asleep at this point, so like I was dizzy as frick, and my legs were asleep, so that was pretty difficult to get down the stairs. I was completely sober, by the way. This is just my biological, medical, weird body problems, okay? My legs fall asleep randomly, and then I'm always dizzy, so it's great. Keep in mind that's going to be very important, that my legs are asleep and I'm dizzy. Alright. So, we get in the vehicle. They are still smoking weed. I'm like, oh, is it okay? And Zane goes, that's fine. And I go, like, I didn't want them to, but like, I didn't want to be like, no, you can't, like, yeah, anyway. So they do. So I don't even know where we ended up. Honestly, I have no idea where we ended up. But we ended up at a stoplight that was red. And it was like foggy out, right? So we wait there for like, oh, I forgot the good part. So we went to closest Taco Bell, the one that's closest to my house. I think I actually pointed at it. Wait. Yes. So, and it was closed. They closed at 3 a.m. I forgot to mention that this all occurred like at 3 a.m. Well, we actually arrived at 3:30. So, we had to race across town to quickly get it to the other one because they were closing at 4. So, we were stopped at a red light, and we're like, we're not gonna make a Taco Bell in time, because at this point we waited there like a long time and it never changed. So we just like, we're gonna run it. So we did. Scariest moment of my life. And the passenger had said, if any of us get pulled over, if we get pulled over, we're all done for. I'm stoned, he's stoned, you guys are drunk, and we're drunk. And I was like, not me, because at this point I had checked my BMI. Not bad BMI, anyway, that thing. Blood alcohol content. BAC, there we go. So I had typed in my weight, typed in, I was like, maybe a shot. I don't know how much that line equals, so I put a shot in. And I spanned it over 3 hours. Right? So it was like, bro, like if you are drunk, you're like 0.0001, right? Right? Because I'm a big person, okay? That's what helped me, okay? If I was like still my skinny ass girl that I was in 6th grade, you know, that'd be a whole different story. Anyway, but yes, so I was like, actually no, like I'm sober. And she goes, oh no you're not, you like had a lot to drink. And I was like, my first Red Solo cup was completely empty of alcohol, and then my second one was barely had any. And Alex says, I hurt. Oh, I don't know what I did. I did something in my jaw. But anyway, getting back to my story. So we are over by the other Taco Bell, and we had actually calculated my BAC on her phone. So that was pretty awkward to tell somebody else my weight. But she's like, you are like not even drunk. I mean, it might pick up like on their thing, but like as we drive, you're getting sober. I'm like, yeah. So we arrived there literally at like 3:55, right? So it's like almost close, right? We get our tacos, and you can obviously tell that like the drivers were high, and I feel bad for that Taco Bell because we took so long. And my mom just texted me that I'm being too loud. Oh, I think she just sent a video clip, guys. But anyway, so I'm gonna quickly try to finish up this story. So basically, I've told my mom this story. I eat tacos. It was like the greatest thing ever. We eat it in the Walmart parking lot. It's so delicious. Right? We then went back to the dorms. I was like, well, we shouldn't leave so and so, like, because we had like left him to go get tacos. We didn't want to wake him up, right? So we're like, he's like, no, I want, like, Zane's like, I want to go back to the dorm. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So literally at like, I want to say like 4:50 at night, well in the morning, we walk into our dorm. Right? And I go to his room because like it's just, I don't know, because like, I didn't feel like going back to my room because like my roommate might have been actually asleep. She has a weird sleep schedule. Anyway, here's somebody to come yell at me. If you're naked, please leave.
Seriously?
If you're naked, please leave. Okay. So I'm telling him a story about how I got drunk at college. Well, drunk. God. Don't worry, it'll be on my video channel. Anyway. Okay, listen, I'm trying to film this. So, you know I can't edit because stupid Wii video's broken. Anyway, so I can't sleep, okay? Like, it's riding on my conscience that I had some alcohol, right? Miss Goody Two Shoes in me. So I'm like, I gotta call my mom. So I literally like called my mom and went like to voicemail. So I was like, I'm gonna text my mom. So I was like, hey mom, a lot of stuff happened. I am fine now. And then I literally went to bed and I slept for like ever. Right? I don't even remember when I woke up. But basically when I got back to my room, like later that day, I was still dizzy AF. Not because I had anything to drink, just because I was dizzy. So, I got room checked. The other CA who didn't, I felt like it was weird that I'm not going to mention this person's gender because there was literally only one gender of this person. So, but literally, that person had reported me to like CA people, And if you're naked, please don't come in here. Oh, thank you. Anyway, so I basically had to look at my room. I'm like, listen, I don't know what my roommate had or why you guys are here for whatever she did. And they're like, we're here for you. And I was like, my mind did not go for the fact that I had posted on my story literally a picture of vodka. That wasn't even mine, okay? No. My mind went to literally 12 hours prior. Not even 12 hours. I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna sell myself out. Oh, here's my cat. So they're like, we need to search your room. I'm like, that's fine. You can search my room.
This is when she got drunk.
Anyway, so I did not care. They did that. That was pretty cool. I can say I'm not that goody two shoes. But yeah, they literally found nothing. I told them they weren't gonna find anything. They didn't. They're like, okay, well, we don't know where the alcohol went then. And I was like, what alcohol? And they're like, we got a report from someone on Snapchat that you had alcohol in your room. I was friends with all these CAs in my dorm, so they were like, listen. And I'm like, better not have been Zane, because Zane was becoming a CA. And no, it was not Zane. Zane would not sell you out. Because I said, me and Zane were best friends, right? So I wouldn't even really care, because that's just hilarious. It wasn't even my alcohol. And they're like, oh really, whose alcohol was it? I'm like, I have no idea. You expect me to know? And they're like, what do you mean? It was I screenshot that from one of my friends and then posted it to my story. Because my family watches my Snapchat and I want to see how they reacted. And I have very few friends on campus, so I didn't think anybody would be like, oh, whatever. I figured everybody would be like, what? Do you have alcohol? Because I miss goody two shoes. But yeah, I'll tell you later why I don't like that CA. Anyway. You having fun? But anyway. So, yeah. That's the story about how I got drunk at college. I don't even think I've gotten drunk ever. Yeah. I think maybe the first time I drank alcohol would have been maybe the drunkest I ever got. And that was by accident. That was because I confused orange juice with Malibu. Let me tell you, there's a difference. There is a difference. I am a taco cat. I love tacos more than people. Especially my owner, because she makes me do weird shit with my hands. Woo woo. Anyway, this spots everyone. I don't know if you guys are better yet. But anyway, I've had her for 2 years. She's turning 3. Look at this face. This is what I'm gonna miss in my house. She has this problem where she sometimes bites her lip. It's the cutest thing ever. So I always have to check. But anyway, guys, have a great night. I'm going to bed. Good night.